Guys, Jackie M, how you doing? We are at the halfway mark. This is series 4, session number 4, and we have the beautiful Nora Haron, who is based in California, in San Francisco specifically, and she's going to continue on with the series 4 theme of making pancakes, right? And we're going to ask her a little bit about what exactly she's making. We've also got Renee Jufrey, who was just on a couple of hours ago with his dad, MasterChef Malaysia judge Johari Idris. But this time, Renee is back as co-host. But first of all, make sure you say hello, let us know where you're watching from, and do hashtag live if you're watching it live, and hashtag replay if you're watching a replay of this. And let me just quickly play you a clip from Tourism Malaysia, and we'll be back in a minute, okay? Hey, now, we're ready to go. We're ready to go. Come on. Gotta make a move to get there right now. Somewhere nice so we can get away. Better than the ordinary day. You're my paradise. Malaysia, truly Asia. Guys, welcome back. And again, this is Jackie M from Masters of Malaysian Cuisine. If you're just joining us for the first time, we are a group of 8 chefs based around the world who specialize in Malaysian food. And we go live every Monday on Masters of Malaysian Cuisine, otherwise known as MOMC. MOMC Mondays, we live stream at 2 different time slots so that everyone around the world can comfortably watch us, hopefully, at least anyway, without losing any sleep, okay? So again, I'm Jackie M, and today we have Nora Haron, who's based in California, and she's going to be making Apam, okay, which is a Malaysian pancake. And also we've got Renee Jufrey, Renee over in Dubai. And hi, guys. Hi, Nora.
Good morning.
Hi, Renee.
Hi. Good morning, Nora.
All right, guys. Now, make sure, again, say hello, post your questions in the comments, and Renee will try and ask Nora as we go along during the session. And don't forget to let us know where you're watching from so we can acknowledge you guys on screen during the session, okay? I'm just going to bump myself out and leave you guys to it for the time being, and I'll join you a little bit later on. Good luck, guys.
All right. Hi, how's everyone? Hi, Nora. Good morning. Hi. So welcome. Yeah, good. Welcome to all viewers. So welcome back to our series 4. Now, so I was cooking earlier. Now is the turn for Nora Haron to cook for you. Okay. So part of series 4, we are cooking savory and sweet pancake of Malaysian taste. So among us, we've selected different pancakes that Malaysia offers. So one of it is one selected by Nora Haron herself. So Nora, tell us what pancake you have for us today.
Sure. Thank you so much. Hey, it's so good to see you. So I am making Apam Balik, which is a quintessential street food dessert that you would find from the north to the south to down to Singapore to Indonesia. It's called Apam Balik. It is a yeasted pancake, or also sometimes you get leavened by baking soda or baking powder. Today we're going to use yeast, and I'm going to give you some pro tips on if you have some sourdough scraps, you can also use those too. Before I get started, just some things to remember. Do not get intimidated with this. I did. Renee can tell you that, because we were talking on the side, like, I am so intimidated by this because I don't have the traditional Apam Balik pan, which is made of brass. But not to worry, you don't have to use the traditional Apam Balik pan. You can use, your non-stick pan or a cast iron pan that is well seasoned. I did learn, however, you need a pan that is heavy, that has a heavy bottom. And you need to cook it on a very low heat. If you cook it on a thin pan, it's going to cook too fast and it'll brown too quickly, and then the inside does not cook. So with a heavy pan on a very low fire, it cooks really evenly. Okay, so the base of this recipe is very similar to your flapjack, your pancake, that old classic American pancake, but it has a leavening agent. So there are recipes that use baking soda, baking powder, which acts really quickly. In 30 minutes, you get a beautiful fluffy pancake, apam balik. But I decided to use dry active yeast instead because I love the flavor of, you know, a developed flavor of fermentation. And I did wake up at 4 this morning so I can ferment it for 3 hours for you. I love it. I'm a morning person. I want to thank Chef Norman for suggesting that we do this because I've been like, yay, we want it. No, this dessert's like my thing. Uh, so anyway, so using yeast, you know, gives you time to develop flavors over time, like I was saying, in the fermentation. Now, if you have sourdough scraps or just starter, you can also use that, and I'll show you how to do that in a second. Okay. First of all, you need to make your starter. I have here high protein flour, bread flour. Now, the thing with yeast, it's a live product, right? So it feeds off things like sugar. It feeds off things like protein. So it's very important that you use bread flour or any high protein flour for this to get that nice fluffy bread texture. Okay. So I have here a tablespoon of bread flour, a teaspoon of dry active yeast, and a tablespoon of sugar. And I'm gonna put it in a container like this. I know you all have these containers from eating takeout for the past 5 months. Thank you for supporting your local restaurants. And then you're going to put this milk. I'm using whole milk. You can use water, but then again, I like that wholesome, creamy flavor, you know, fat and things. So make sure your milk is warm, okay? Warm milk, so about 80 degrees. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna zap it in the microwave for just 15 seconds.
So the temperature kind of help to activate the yeast,
Right.
correct?
So you want the temperature to be not more than 80 degrees. I'm sorry about the noise. I forgot to do this earlier. If you go over 80 degrees, you will kill your yeast. Okay, you don't want to do that. So it has to be around 80.
Yeah, because yeast is a living, still an living
Correct.
element,
Correct.
living
So
agent,
this
right?
is, you're right. So you know, warm milk will activate the yeast. Okay, but not too hot. Too hot. I'm just gonna give it a quick touch. Yes, it's beautiful. So you're just gonna slowly add this in. Okay, and you're gonna take your handy dandy fork and give it a stir.
So how long will it take the process of
Now,
leavening the yeast
it
for this?
depends on the temperature of your kitchen. It's pretty cold right now. I just turned on the oven just for no apparent reason. I'm not baking anything today, just to warm up my kitchen. So things will ferment a lot faster this morning. So you know you
Mhm.
can do the same thing if you're in a cold climate, you know, and you want to do something with yeast. Just turn on the heat or the oven. It's in the middle of summer right now. I'm not about to turn on my heat, so I just turn on
Yeah.
my oven. You know, so the temperature in my room right now is about 75, 80. So it's perfect for making breads and things like that. So
Okay.
use the lid, cover it. So when you put a lid on to a starter or a mother, you're gonna help it rise a lot faster. Okay. So this is what we're going to do. I'm gonna put it aside. Now, while this is about 15 minutes, it'll start to rise, and then we can go on and mix our dry ingredients. While we're doing that, I want to talk about toppings. What's your favorite topping, Renee?
Sorry.
What's your favorite topping for apam balik? Uh-oh, Renee can't hear me.
Yeah, okay, I can hear you now. Sorry.
Okay, what's your favorite topping for apam balik?
Oh, my favorite topping. I always love the one with the peanuts.
Yeah.
Extra butter for me, please.
Okay, I'll
And
make
less
extra
spoon.
butter for you. Yeah, me too. My favorite topping is, of course, the crushed, roasted crushed peanuts with the sugar, right? And then
Yeah.
very popular also, you see condensed milk on top. That's a little bit too much for me. The sweet on sweet, I can't do that. But another favorite topping that people like to put is Nutella, right? So
Okay. Yeah.
Nutella is like everybody's favorite simple crack the bottle spread. It's so good, right? So good. I can eat a whole jar, spread it on anything, on your pancakes, on your roti canai, on your lempeng, even on the what you just
Yeah.
did earlier, right?
On the
So
banana lamp. Yeah.
we're going to make our own Nutella. In
Okay.
Italian, it's called gianduja. Okay, gianduja is actually just hazelnut chocolate cream. Okay, we're gonna do that today. Now it is almost fall here. We're almost at the end of summer. We get a lot of nuts. Okay, so this is hazelnuts. I don't know if you can see, maybe in this camera,
Yeah.
hazelnuts. Okay.
Ah, nice.
There another name for this is filbert. If you can get them already shelled, great. If not, you have to shell them, and then they come in these skins. Okay. When you cannot remove the skin. It's very hard to remove the skin when they're raw. So you have to toast them in the oven. Once you've toasted them in the oven, what you do is wrap them against your hands like this, right? See, and the
Yeah.
skins, and they come off. Okay.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
if you don't want to do that, you can lay them on a sheet pan and use a towel and roll them like this, and all the skins will come off. But you can only do
Okay.
that after you've roasted them. Okay. So after you've roasted and they've all been skinned, I want you to put them in your food processor or your blender and make a meal like this. Okay.
Okay.
This is hazelnut meal. Okay, that I've ground it into fine. It's not super fine. There's some texture to it. Okay, and we're gonna put this aside. Now,
So
what else?
it's not
What else do you see in a Nutella? This hazelnut, of course, this chocolate, right?
chocolate.
Now,
Yes.
I have here. This recipe makes about 3/4 of a quart. This is bittersweet chocolate. You can use semi-sweet. There's sugar in the recipe, so I'm just gonna do a bittersweet today. Um, you're gonna use your serrated knife, okay? And you're going to cut your chocolate like this. Now, this chocolate is going to go in the bain-marie to melt. The smaller the chunks, the faster your chocolate's going to melt. This is about 8 ounces of chocolate, just half a pound. Now make about 3/4 of a quart of gianduja. Okay. What else is in the Nutella? It is palm oil.
Do you use oil or you use butter?
I'm using butter today, no oil.
Yeah.
Of
The way to
course,
go.
you can never have enough. What did Julia Child say? You can never have enough butter.
Yeah. On top of the Nutella, you put another bit of butter to finish it off. Why not?
Why not? Okay. So again, this is not this is what I call my bougie Nutella. It has, this cocoa powder is almost 70% cacao. Okay.
Mhm.
So you're going, after chopping, it's really easy to use a serrated knife to cut your chocolate. All right. So if you look at my stove right here, I have melted butter,
Okay.
sugar, and cream, heavy cream. Okay.
Everything.
Now
Okay.
you're using a bain-marie. This water is on low heat. Make sure your bowl the bottom of the bowl is not touching the water. It's very easy to scorch or burn your chocolate, and you don't want to do that. Okay?
So can you melt the chocolate or temper the chocolate in the microwave?
You
If you want.
can, absolutely. Do you think I was gonna do that here? Do people be like, "What is she doing?" But secretly, I have done that.
Yeah.
All right, put your chocolate in. Now, when you're when you're tempering chocolate in the microwave, you've got to do it like every 15 seconds. bring it out, stir it in, do it again for 15 seconds. Don't leave it in there for 1 minute because it will burn on you. And then you will waste perfect good chocolate.
So you have to do it gradually. You can't go in a single shot yet.
Yeah. So make sure
So
you go in
Nora,
every
you
15
have
minutes.
a lot of viewers already popping up now from
Sorry?
Sydney. You have a lot of viewers viewing you now. You have Chef Norman from Holland. He's
Hi,
watching.
Chef
From
Norman.
other viewers from KL, Chef Joe. Chef Joe is watching you.
Hi, Chef
You have
Joe. I want to
Shirley.
thank Chef Norman for suggesting that we do this. You know, desserts like my game, right? I love it.
Yeah.
I've
Yeah.
been waiting for this
you
day.
you've been always waiting for it, right? You've been like,
I've been
okay,
waiting
when is the
since
time?
day one. When are we gonna do dessert? All right. So do you see how fast my chocolate has tempered, right? And you
Nice,
turn
yeah.
off. You can turn off the fire. Okay. Turn off
Do
the
you
heat.
do you need any thermometer to check, or is just as long as melted?
You can, but look how it's beautiful and silky. It doesn't have any burning on the side. You don't want that, so you have to keep stirring it like this, okay? Again, you can use the microwave. Absolutely, you can, no problem. Just again, like I said, 15 seconds, stop, and go. And here's my hazelnut flour that we had made earlier, okay? And then you're now going to pour this in.
So would you say, yeah, it's not too powdery, but it's not too chunky as well, correct?
Yeah, I think I don't have, if you have a, there's a Vitamix that can actually make flour. If you have that, my Vitamix does not, it's not that, doesn't have enough power to make a mill, flour mill. But if you have that type, it's fine. But I like texture. This is good. Okay?
Yeah.
So this is now, and then you're gonna add salt. What salt does is brings out all the flavors that you've put in, right? Without salt, things are kind of flat.
True. Anything sweet, a touch of salt, we always make it.
Yes. So your gianduja is ready. Now it's not at a point where it's spreadable. It's really melty right now. So you need to cool it. Take it off the bain-marie. Right? Cool it. After about an hour or so, you can put it in the fridge. This is what I've done last night. It looks like this. Okay, so you see how it has set?
Yeah. There you go, a homemade Nutella.
Here's your homemade Nutella, gianduja. Okay, now let's go back to our dough. Before I do that, I'm going to fire my pan on really, really low, because when you make Apam Balik, your pan has to be super hot. Okay. I'm using two pans. I don't know if you can see. I have both a cast iron and a non-stick. So I'm going to show you the difference in the two. Okay.
Yeah, we can see both pans today. Yeah.
Yeah. So the cast iron is the little one with the little molds, and then we're going to do a big one with the big pan. All right. We're going to go back to the first camera to do the dough. The batter. Sorry. Okay. Let's scrape out all the chocolate.
So Chef Bob says happy cooking. All right. Good morning, chefs from South California.
Oh, good morning.
Shirley, yeah, from Shirley.
Hi, Shirley.
We have
You
Yvonne
can
Kinder.
see from my window, the sun is finally up. It was pretty dark when we started. Okay. I promise I will get a glass bowl next time. I do not have a glass bowl. But I'm going to use this bowl. Now, another important thing to remember when we're making Apam Balik, your liquid has to be room temperature. I'm using melted butter. Right? Okay, now the temperature is starting to be cold again. This butter was melted. Now it's solidified. So I'm going to put it in the microwave.
If it was here, probably still on room temperature.
Yeah, so the temperature has dropped again in my kitchen because I turned off the oven. Okay, so my butter's back to its melting zone. Now, this is room temperature milk. Okay, whole milk, room temperature, melted butter, and I have 2 eggs and a vanilla. Why do you have to have room temperature eggs and milk? Because if you have cold milk and cold eggs, you will again make the butter hard. And when that happens, it's going to be lumpy. Okay?
Yeah. Ah, you have Avi Jorelan waking up early in San Francisco to catch.
Okay.
Thank you for waking up.
Somebody was calling. Okay. All right. Can you hear? Can you see me?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Go
Here's
ahead,
another
Nora.
pro tip for you. If you have you mise en place everything, and then suddenly you're like, yikes, my eggs are still in the fridge. They're still cold. What do? Here's another trick. Okay. Take your container, fill it up with water, put it back in the microwave, have hot water in here, dip your eggs in, and in like 2 minutes, you'll have room temperature eggs. Okay? Pro tip. So, room temperature whole milk. You crack your egg in here. I'm using 2 eggs today.
So the milk is full fat milk? Is
Whole
or
milk.
any milk? Oh, okay.
Whole milk, full fat. I don't believe
Yeah.
in low fat milk. I mean, look
It
at
has
me.
to be.
All right, so you're gonna give you're going to mix your whole milk and your eggs, and then you're going to put in your melted butter. See, at this point, if anything is cold, your butter will solidify and you'll get lumps. Okay, that's not
Yeah.
good. And then you're gonna take your vanilla bean. You can use extract if you have, but I like my beans. Okay. I'm gonna split in the middle. Pardon me while I put on my glasses.
Fresh vanilla pods. That's nice.
Yes, I
Where do you get the pods from?
this is from my local store.
Okay.
This is Madagascar. Okay, you're gonna split it in the middle. You don't need much for this, just half. Okay, this is one. And you're gonna take the back of your knife, not the front. So I like to save my pots to make vanilla sugar. Okay.
Yeah.
See this?
Yeah. Beautiful.
Right?
Yeah.
You only need
Those are
one
the
side.
goal.
Put
Yeah.
in. And while we're doing this today, may I remind everybody that vanilla is black, not white.
Just a quick reminder.
Yes. You know how people
So
say, "Oh, it's white like vanilla"? No, honey, vanilla is
do
not
you do
white.
anything with the vanilla pods? I mean the vanilla with the skins that's already potted.
Yeah. So what I do with this is I put it in a container of sugar. I have a sugar container with all my pods in there. So basically,
Mhm.
it's vanilla sugar. It's good for your toppings when you do pie or cakes and things like that. You
Yeah.
can also use your vanilla pods to make your own vanilla extract. You just have to put some brandy in it. In 3 months, you have your own vanilla extract. Especially now, vanilla is so expensive.
Yeah.
Okay, so in here we have whole milk with melted butter and vanilla and eggs, right? So that's your
Yeah.
first liquid. And then let's take a look at our yeast. It has bloomed very nicely. This is what we did about 15 minutes ago.
Okay.
Okay. Now, Renee said it earlier. Always dry ingredients first, right? So for an even mixture and also it doesn't splash in your face. I have here again same high protein bread flour into the bowl. I have 2 tablespoons of tapioca flour. Sorry, sugar, a little bit of salt. And I'm going to mix it in so it is well incorporated. If you have a mixer, you can use, but we don't have to. We're just going to use good old elbow grease. All right. Then you are going to slowly pour in your egg mixture with the vanilla seeds in it. And you're going to give it a mix. I'll show you in a second. Maybe I should do it over here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Make sure there are no lumps. It's important that, again, why everything needs to be room temperature so you don't have lumps. You also do not want to overmix this. So before it's fully incorporated, you now add your bloomed yeast.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, like this, and mix it.
Okay.
Again, no lumps.
So you have a lot of viewers from San Francisco waking up in the morning to say good morning.
Hi guys. Good morning.
Yeah. You have Mama Pearly also says yum Mari yum. Mama Pearly is watching back in Penang.
All right.
So the mix, it should be fully mixed. Is there like, do you need to keep it like a little bit lumpy? For example, like
No,
some
no,
pancakes,
you
you know?
have to mix it thoroughly. You need
Okay.
okay? Mix it thoroughly. Right, I'll show you in a sec. All right, so it should look like this. Nice and smooth, okay? Okay, now you're going to put it in a container with the lid on. If you don't have a container with the lid on, you can put it in a bowl and cover it with plastic wrap or just a nice cleaned towel. You do need a bowl that is bigger, about 3 times bigger than your batter, because this will rise, okay?
Okay.
I keep this for at least 3 hours. Let it ferment in a nice room temperature, not too hot. If it's too hot, it's going to rise too fast. So if you could keep it in a nice room temperature, it will rise nicely for about 3 hours. So I'm going to put this aside. Now we wait 3 hours. Just kidding.
We have all the time to wait. No worries.
Okay, so do you see how active this is? Look at that.
Yeah. Okay.
This is
So it kind
alive.
of
This is a
double
living
up,
thing.
triple. Yeah.
Yeah, it has tripled in size. What that is just gas that's trying to release, okay? So remember how we were doing the dry active yeast in the beginning with the milk and the flour? That's like what they call the poolish. You can replace that with 1 cup. I'll write it down in the recipe for the eMag. You can replace that with 1 cup of sourdough scrap or just an unfed starter and put it into your dough in your batter like I just did. It does the same thing, but you may want to ferment it a little longer, maybe 6 hours or so, because it's natural sourdough, so it takes a lot longer to ferment. The flavors are more developed in that one. Okay?
Yeah, to work on sourdough itself, natural leavening is it takes time and patience.
Yeah.
It's,
I have to send you mine. I've been growing mine for 4 years.
wow. Okay.
Yeah,
I should try the 4 years
San
leavening.
Francisco. All right, so it's very important. What I've done is I've remixed it. Okay, you don't want all that gas. You want it to go back into your dough. Okay?
Mhm.
Have a smooth mixture like this. All right, so now
Yeah.
we're ready to fire. Again, working with very hot pan.
So for the viewers who just tuned in with us, okay,
Yeah.
so we have Chef Nora Haron. Today she's preparing Apam Balik, right? So
Yes.
Apam Balik, yeah. So Apam Balik is one of Malaysian favorite, street food favorite, pancake favorite. It has a very crunchy outside, I would say, and also soft in the middle. But again, depends. Let's see what's Nora Haron's version today.
Okay. You're gonna take your soup ladle just like this. If you don't have one, it's fine. You can just use any kind of ladle. You just swirl the pan. Okay. You're gonna put it in like this. This takes. It has to be thick. Okay. So you get the holes, and you just swirl your pan like this to get that signature sides that you get in an Apam Balik.
Yeah.
Okay. Can you see that it's starting to bubble? That's a sign of a pretty mature Apam Balik. Now, can you see my little pan?
Yeah.
Okay. This one, I'm not even going to attempt to swirl it because the pan is really hot. So the trick I found to do is I do this. I put it in, and I take my ladle and I go like this.
Press it in. Okay.
Okay.
So you kind of push the mix to go to the sides to build the
Yeah.
corners. Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Same with. Just keep going.
Yeah, it's very synonym in a sense. If you say Apam Balik, you need that corner, that crispy corner.
Right. It's the
Yeah.
signature, right?
Yeah.
If you notice, I am doing this. If you have a pan like this, I like to do the sides first because although this is a cast iron, the heat is evenly distributed.
Mhm.
I like to start from the sides because then it will catch up to the middle because the middle is hotter.
Okay. Just a question: If do you put any oil on the pan, or do you oil the cast iron first? Or?
The cast iron is seasoned with
Okay.
oil. You know how every time you wash, you have to season your pan.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's all it is. It's just the oil for me seasoning after washing. I did
Yeah.
not put any extra oil for this purpose.
Okay.
Okay. And we have the last one. So this recipe, makes
Can you flavor the mix? I mean, can you give?
absolutely. You can put pandan. You
Mm,
can put chocolate, coffee, whatever you like. Okay.
coffee sounds nice. I like coffee.
Yeah, me too. Yes, we have a coffee date when I go visit you.
Yeah, please.
All right. So it's gonna take some time. If you try to rush this process, you're gonna end up with a blackened bottom of your Apam Balik, and it's not gonna be pretty. Okay.
Yeah.
So you have to keep it on the lowest heat. So while I was talking to you earlier, mixing the dough, I had already had it on low. So it's been heating for a while. So when I put it in, it was ready to go. Don't put it in on a cold pan. That's going to take forever. Its heat's not going to distribute correctly. So hot pan, okay?
So, Nora, sorry, we have a question here from Nawal. Will it give the same effect if you use a glass top stove? Like I think it's the induction type of stove.
Yes, induction stove is actually very good because then you can it distributes the heat even more evenly, right? It's not just the bottom; it's just all over. So induction stove is perfect for this job.
We have Sebastian from I think Australia. I'm not good making this. Mine is apam tak boleh. Apam tak balik.
Okay. All right. So look at this one. Looks like it's forming nicely, right?
Yeah.
This is so you're going to wait for at least half of the bubbles to kind of have popped before you close it. Some people don't close it. I do because I feel like it gives extra moisture when all the steam is trapped in the pan, and you close the pan. It just gives it extra moisture to the pancake, and it doesn't dry out. So I like to do that. But if you notice, remember I was saying, go over here. Do you see how the middle is more bubbly than the rest?
Yeah.
So this particular pan, if you have it, this is why I was saying I like to do the sides first. So this they can catch up to the middle, but looks
Yeah.
like the middle is not is faster, right? So they're all bubbling. It's gonna take some time. All right. So at this point, like this is almost all bubbly. At this point, what I'm going to do is I'm gonna add sugar. Okay.
So you use a normal white sugar?
Yes, this is
Yeah.
baker's sugar or caster sugar.
Mhm.
Okay. So this gives you I like it. I like my apam balik room temperature. I don't really like to eat it while it's hot because when it's hot you can't, unless it's a savory item, you enjoy it hot. But I think for apam balik, for some reason I like it cold because I feel like the flavors have developed over time. And here's another thing: you can't get that same effect with baking powder and baking soda. It's just that's it. You heat it hot or cold, it has the same flavor. But if you use yeast, both dry active and sourdough, over time the flavors develop or what we call mature. So in like 3 hours from now, the flavor is going to be different from when I pull it out later.
Yeah.
Okay. So these guys. So what I'm going to do at this point, I'm going to make a savory one. I hope I don't spill. I'm going to crack an egg in the middle of one.
Okay. So you're gonna make a breakfast apam balik for us
I'm
today.
going to make a breakfast apam balik. That's right. Okay. This one's ready to be closed. Okay. I'm going to close it.
So I can start to see there's the sides are getting crispy and
Yes, those guys are
golden.
catching up finally.
Yeah.
Okay. And then now this guy's ready to be sugared up. Okay, we're gonna wait for the rest. It takes time. Don't rush this process, please. Really, you'll thank me later. If you rush this, you're not gonna be happy with the results. This has to be slowly done. It's unlike the high-powered ones that you get from the hawker center or the in the street market. Those are different. Those machines, you guys, those pans have been used over and over and over again. They're well seasoned. They're powered with gas. Gas stove is the best. So those guys are masters in their craft. Don't try to be like them. You're at home, so you're gonna do it, the home way. Take your time. You'll thank me later. The results will be wonderful. You get fluffy, beautiful pancakes. Don't rush this process.
Yeah.
Okay.
And also I noticed they are using copper pans. So copper kind
Right.
of
Those are
helps a
good
lot.
heat induction. Correct.
Yes.
All right. So I'm not adding sugar to the egg, obviously.
Yeah.
All right. So I am now going to cover this one. Okay. Now let's open this. Look at that.
Lovely. It looks fluffy and nice.
It's fluffy. So this one's done. Okay. We're going to now move over here. See this? Can you guys see this? Gorgeous.
Nice.
Okay.
So Farah is asking, will the side stay crispy when the pan is closed?
Yes, it will. Okay. See that? Crispy.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. What does Julia Child say? Butter.
Yeah.
You can never have enough butter.
So you're using salted or unsalted butter?
Unsalted butter. This is actually a grass-fed unsalted butter. Okay. And then let's go get our janduya.
Nice.
Okay. So here's the janduya. See that? We take our, look at how nice and spreadable that is. We're going to put just on one side, because I think both sides would, you can spread really thin on all sides. Let's just do that. Spread thin on both sides. If you want a thick spread, just do it on one side. If you want a thin spread, you can just do it all over. Okay. And then, for the sake of texture, Mama Pearly, we're gonna put some crushed hazelnuts on top.
So the crushed hazelnut is also toasted and then
Toasted, yeah.
Yeah.
So I left some out earlier. So can you see this?
yeah. Oh, nice.
Okay.
You can see the golden hazelnut
So
between.
now, let me check on these guys.
Yeah, the mini ones. Maybe they're not
Okay,
ready.
so these are almost done. More time on the egg. Okay. So we do the flip. Okay. See that?
Nice. There you go.
It's so fluffy. Do we want to bring the camera closer?
So, Sinusa have a question here. She has a big, huge active yeast from the COVID baking, right? How should I store it? I heard that it is freeze well. Is that right?
You know, I have never frozen Apam Balik before in my life. I've always eaten them, so I haven't had a chance to freeze them before. But like any bread, absolutely you can freeze bread, and then just put it in the oven or toast the oven to reheat it. Okay.
Okay.
But
How
just,
about your?
But it will
How about?
last in the fridge for about 3 days or so. But
Okay.
can you see how soft this is?
Yeah.
It is fluffy, right?
Nice. Yeah.
So we're going to cut it.
So can you keep the yeast? I mean the leavening agent? Is it? Wow. Wow.
Right?
Fluffy in the middle. You got the chocolate. Wow.
Okay. I'm dying to
Nice.
eat this.
You need to send over
Don't
some.
mind if I do. All right. So here you go. See? Taste test.
Yum.
So good. Okay. All right.
Breakfast Apam Balik. Yeah.
I know. Oh my God. It's too sweet from the morning. All right. Look at that.
Wow. The Apam Balik looks amazing.
Okay. Thank you, dear.
Looks-
Now, we are going to kind of. So you can put, Renee, you know you can put anything on Apam Balik, right? There is
Yeah.
no restriction.
Yeah, but the common Apam Balik
Alright.
for the others, they only
So-
know maybe
Oops.
the common Apam Balik always goes with what do you call butter, creamy corn, right?
But in what?
Cream corn. The
Yes,
corn.
I've seen
Yeah.
that done with cream corn.
And peanuts as well. Yeah.
Peanuts. We're gonna do that
But-
first.
In,
My
the other
favorite is peanut.
salted peanuts. Yeah, nice.
Oh, okay. Here we go.
The one with the egg looks nice.
I'm gonna give it a little bit more time. Oh, I can smell the yeast. It smells so good. Again, don't try to eat this now. If you can wait, if you have the willpower to wait, I suggest you wait a couple hours.
Susanna, she say makes me hungry. Yeah,
Um,
Susanna. Even all the viewers are feeling hungry now. Even myself.
Oh, good. It's late wherever you guys are. You're just ending your Monday. We're just starting our Monday here.
Yeah.
Okay,
So for all the viewers, our master's Malaysian chef cuisine, we are only going now every Monday. We're going live every Monday with 2 sessions every Monday. Earlier, 2 hours, or was it 2 hours? 3 hours before was me. Now Nora Haron, And then next Monday, we're still gonna have 2 more chefs cooking off. Uh, Remember Monday. So now, if you want to watch our live cooking, it's going to be every Monday.
All right.
Wow.
So I buttered.
So there goes the butter. You can, you know, the crispy corners. You can actually hear it when you spread the butter.
I'm sorry. Say that again.
The crispy corners when you spread the butter, I can hear how crispy the
Yeah,
corner is.
it's crispy. Oh, I forgot to mention you can for a nice, beautiful sheen. You can also do this.
Wow! Don't do that. It's very tempting.
This is like makeup for the Apam Balik, you know?
Yeah,
Put a little bit of makeup on. There you go.
gloss it up. It gives more flavor.
There's not
Yeah.
there can never be enough butter. It's
Yeah.
fine. All right, so I'm gonna show you different ways that you can make your toppings. We're going to do first the very traditional Apam Balik, which is no, sugar
Yeah.
and peanuts. Okay. Lots of peanuts. I like lots of peanuts. And then
So that
more
is
sugar on
the
top.
traditional.
Okay. That's the traditional way. And then, guess what?
What surprise do you have for us?
Another way, when I like to eat my toast, I do the same here. It might gross some people out, but I like it. Sorry, don't be grossed
What do
out.
you
It's cottage cheese.
Okay. Nice.
Oh, so wanted to jump on the
Oh,
peanut.
you just put one in there with the peanuts.
Yeah,
Shirley,
the cottage cheese on
Shirley Lim
top.
say yum. Yeah.
And to balance the cottage cheese flavor, I have fig jam.
There's figs. Nice.
Fig jam. And put a little fig on top. And a little sea salt. How about that? Okay.
Nice.
And what else we got? And
breakfast
then of course
version.
we have more jandia. You hear the crunchiness?
Wow, for sure, all the viewers out there, they just want to get a recipe and start to try out.
Yeah.
With different toppings.
Yeah, do it. You can put anything you want. You want to put peanut butter and jelly? You can do that too.
Oh, peanut butter sounds good.
And salt. And then for my egg version, very simply, I like to put
Yeah, Shirley Lim
my
surprised.
favorite herb.
She's
The
surprised with
chevelle.
cheese. She's asked cheese.
Who's that?
Shirley Lim asked cheese. You put cheese.
I did
Yeah,
cottage
yeah.
cheese and jam. Okay.
Haslina says lots of butter and cream corn and crushed peanuts. One of the
Yep.
best Apam Balik is in front of the bank of at PGO Town. Okay, Jalan Osman. Eat it while it is still hot. Super. Nice.
Okay.
So,
Here you go.
voila. Yeah, nice. They look amazing. All different toppings for the Apam
So
Balik.
we have the peanut, which is the traditional way to do Apam Balik.
Mhm.
We have the breakfast Apam Balik with egg and salt, pepper.
Nice.
If you want to put a little bit of olive oil, you can. And then you have
So
the
you just
ginger.
garnish it with sugar.
I use the chevelle.
Yeah, nice.
Okay. And then we have the cottage cheese and jam.
Fig.
You can use
Yeah.
any kind of jam you like. It's figs are in season right now. That's why I'm using fig. and
Mhm.
of course the gianduja. Okay,
Nice.
that's all
All
I
right,
have for you
lovely.
folks. That's all she wrote.
And obviously you have the big version,
We're
the large
done.
version.
Any questions?
Um, so apart from Shirley, she asked about the cheese. Yeah, she said yes, I would go for blue cheese too, or double Gouda.
Oh
Can do,
my
yeah.
God, blue cheese.
Double
Are you
Gouda.
sure,
Oh, she will go
Shirley?
for double Gouda. So, question for Farah. Okay, do you store the Ganduja chocolate spread in the fridge or leave it outside? Still
Oh,
spreadable
you
when
should
it's cool?
store this in the fridge. You know why? Because it's butter and it's cream. You should keep this in your fridge. It'll last for about 2 weeks.
Yeah, because there's
Oh,
no
until it
preservative,
starts to
right?
mold, then throw it out.
Adeline Chow, she said the one with the jam reminds me of the crumpet. Yeah.
Yeah, crank it. Okay.
So yeah, for all the viewers, okay, you can get the recipe. All right, we're going to compare all 8 recipes from all 8 chefs. Okay, till end of the week when we get all the chefs finish cooking through every Monday. Okay, till the end of month. So you should have another two. I think another 2 more sessions, right? 2 more days of Monday to go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it's exciting to see a new version of Apam Balik. So that's not the common Apam Balik you find in Malaysia, but thank you to Nora to open up Apam Balik and show us how we can do Apam Balik in different versions.
Thank you
Yeah.
so much, Renee. There is no limit. You can put whatever you want. You can put meat.
I
Nobody
was going
says
to
that
ask
is wrong.
actually, because Renee mentioned earlier when you started making it about how there are different versions of Apam Balik in Malaysia. Some of them are really thin and crispy. Can you use the same recipe to produce that?
No, thin and crispy. What I know is using baking powder, baking soda.
Is that
Um,
right?
Yeah, and probably a different type of flour, like all-purpose. Okay.
Oh,
I like mine fluffy like this because I like things mouthful, and so which is why this is the version I like, the real fluffy one.
sure,
And
sure.
also, you know what? Maybe I haven't tried this. The crispy version, you could probably put less batter on your pan,
Mm.
right? It might not be. Then it'll probably produce a crispy type. Yeah. So
Yeah, yeah,
I put mine really thick. So you know why I want mine so thick? Because I want to see the release of gas in the pancake, so I can get a really deep. When you cut through them, you can see the signature
sure.
holes, the hives. See, you
Yeah,
can't
yeah,
get that very much with a thin pancake. You need to
yeah,
put a lot of batter because this. If you have very thin, you don't get that signature look.
sure.
Whereas a thick, fluffy pancake, you can see that, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That's a good point. Now, someone was asking earlier about active yeast. Like, can you freeze active yeast?
You can. I've done it, but it does have an expiration date, guys. It will die if it's too hot. So don't store it in a very hot temperature room. You can freeze and take them out when you're ready to use. What happens in the freezer is just dormant. Doesn't do anything. Okay, it just stays dormant. Heat will activate its life. But look in your package. There's an expiration date. Don't use after that point. It just won't rise. It's like your old vitamin. It just doesn't do anything for you anymore.
Okay, cool. Right, yeah. Yeah, no, this is really interesting. I'm like Sebastian earlier who says he's not had much luck making this. I'm like one of those people. And to be fair, this was to be fair, I didn't really eat this much because it was always really big and filling, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? So
Yes,
yeah.
it's meant to be shared. I think if you do a big one, you have to share it with someone.
Yeah.
Which is why the little ones, these guys, they're perfect, right? They're so
Yeah.
perfect. They're just even this is a bit much for me.
Sure.
Yeah. So I mean, it's great if you have, this the again. I don't have the. Is it brass or copper, Renee? The material for a traditional pan.
I think it's brass, is it?
Brass.
Brass.
Okay, so
Brass.
the traditional brass is very heavy. So what it does, it distributes your heat very evenly, right? So if you don't have it, no problem. This recipe is perfect for your any skillet that you have, as long as you understand your heat distribution. Keep your fire on low, and have a pan that's easy to swirl, and you're good to go.
Right. Okay. Yeah, Hasnina was just saying, actually, she confirmed what you were saying, that the
Yeah.
crispy version mostly does not use yeast, but instead they use baking powder or sodium,
Yeah.
soda bicarbonate.
You can
Yeah.
use baking powder and baking soda for this too. It just is much quicker. You can use it within 30 minutes. But again, it doesn't have the developed flavor that you want. This is gonna taste a lot better in like 3 hours. I'm gonna wrap it up, come back to it in 3 hours. It's gonna taste a lot different. The yeast has developed. Now, if you do sourdough, it's even better. That because you've given it about 6 hours to ferment, and then right off the griddle, it's gonna taste perfect. That tang that you get from sourdough, it's just so good. And to use sourdough in anything, if you're gluten intolerant, it's okay to have sourdough. It kind of what fermentation does, it breaks down gluten, right? So it's processed for you before you digest it, so it's easier on your stomach.
Sure. Cool. All right. So all very interesting. Yeah, I don't do much with yeast at all. So yeah, it is definitely worth trying. All right, guys. Don't forget also, if you haven't already checked out if you missed the earlier session, it's still available online. You can find all our videos over on our YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/Masters of Malaysian Cuisine. I know it's a mouthful, but YouTube likes to, they don't allow us to shorten anything like that. All right. But go back over there and check out all the replays. Earlier today, just a couple of hours ago, we had Rene Johari, who did his own version of limping as well. Well, actually, it's with durian and all these really cute, cool ingredients. And the really cool thing about Rene's session was that his dad was the co-host. His dad, as everyone would know, is Chef Johari from MasterChef Malaysia, right? So I thought that was really cool. We had some really good feedback about that. So go back and watch that if you get the time. And also, don't forget, it is MOMC Mondays from now on. We're halfway through Series 4. Next Monday, we have 2 other chefs coming up. We have Chef Bob, who's filling in for Pearly Key. And also, we have Chef Joe, all right? And Chef Joe with his eclectic take on limping as well. So make sure you guys tune in. And as always, MalaysianChefs.com/join today is where you sign up to get all our recipes. So we really look forward to you guys joining our community. And any last words from you, Rene?
Now, for me, thank you for all viewing, especially for Nora's viewers down in, up in California, in San Francisco, all waking up very early in the morning, supporting us. Really appreciate that.
Yeah, that's right. And Nora, any last words from you?
Yes, just piggybacking on Rene. Thank you so much for all of you who stayed up and woke up to watch us. Hopefully you've learned something or two to take with you. We're still in a pandemic. Hopefully you take this time to reflect on your true skills, because don't be afraid. You're not in ER, you're just in your kitchen. It's not a life and death situation. You're just cooking. It's fine.
Exactly. All right, guys, we hope we've inspired you to attempt these recipes at home. Make sure you tag us on social media if you do post the photos. I've had people actually send me through some photos. So that's really, really cool. Our favorite thing in all of this is to actually find out about people who attempt all these recipes at home as well, and and get a kick out of that. So yeah, we look forward to seeing you guys next week again. And don't forget to subscribe on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/Masters of Malaysian Cuisine, and sign up for all our recipes at our website. All right, guys, have a great night. And thanks, Nora. Have a great rest of the day. You can relax now. And thanks so much, Rene, for doing this.
Good night, everybody.
All right, guys. I'll see you later.
And good morning, everyone. Ha ha ha!